Question number 1. What is the objective you select while promoting an advertorial? I'm using conversion objective right now and not seeing a good response. I've been promoting an advertorial to promote a product. The conversion is not great and almost CPA is at least doubled. It's a fantastic question, one that we get kind of often, especially as 2021 is unveiled. We've tried to do a lot of different tactics to make sure that we could drive the results that we need for brands. I will repeat myself twice on this thing only before we go on past this. We are always optimizing for conversion. We're always optimizing for conversion. It might look terrible, and I have a couple of things that we can kind of go through to make sure that you can troubleshoot there. Optimizing for add to cart, lead, view content. We've optimized and tried all these ones, especially as you place the pixel on these pages. It has never driven the quality of content or quality of consumer that we really, really want. So you will always stick with conversion, and here's why. I recommend a heat map. Let's get that heat map up there to see exactly where the eyes are going, maybe the click, or you can start seeing where the cursor is leading them to, and start understanding what's happening on these different steps. Because I'm gonna tell you, it's probably a bad advertorial. It's probably not convincing, and it's probably not driving them revenue. You're interrupting the purchase path by adding another page that they weren't necessarily ready to land on. They wanted to click and maybe go to a purchase page. So what does that tee up look like? What is that type of creative? Because most likely what people do, and we've seen it before, and we're guilty of this doing, because it's the easiest step forward. You go, I'm gonna use my best performing creative, or creative that we know that was performing before, driving to an advertorial to whatever step 2 or 3 is after that. How convincing can that page be? So what I tell you, get a heat map, check exactly how that page is going, and then I probably have to rewrite this. I get a little bit more serious on the copywriting and get to that selling map. Question number 2. I noticed you're running ads through a third party. For example, that UGC advert was being advertised by Modern Products instead of Extra. Would love to hear more about that and how you find third-party brands to run the advert for you. So there's a couple ways of approaching it. So I'll give you 2 of the main ways that we currently do it. The first is we love running through third-party pages. So anybody that's unfamiliar with what we're talking about, it's whitelisting content through an influencer or a publication that allows us to leverage their likeness to run our adverts, maybe that they created or something that has worked best for the brand in the past. So instead of you seeing a sponsored by or promoted post, instead of it showing the brand, it's showing that creator or the publication on the top right side on Instagram or on Facebook. TikTok calls this Spark Ads, and there's a couple of ways of allowing it to be like in partnership of, and they've done a really, really smooth job to get more creatives to get compensated better. I think in the future, Facebook is gonna adopt this significantly, and I already know that they're working on a couple of tools. It might already be live already right now. I'm not too up to date with that just yet. How we use this. Oftentimes we have a brand, and it's pretty interesting because we start to see a hard data change, and this is something that we actually have information on. Not this is anecdotal. This is something that we truly see in our ad accounts, and it's cheaper CPMs across publications with the correct content, other than running when comparing it to the actual brand's Instagram or Facebook page that we're running to. Now, there's a various amount of things that we can hypothetically think about, but what we're seeing is overall, if you have the right audience, the right targeting, and it's working with the brand itself, taking that with a non-branded page or a page that can be a little bit more straight to the point, a little bit direct response, you're gonna get a cheaper CPM, you're gonna get higher click-through rates here, which is something that I hope everybody can kind of benefit from, especially in this expensive traffic case that we're dealing with today. Now, how to do it. So if you've already worked in the past with influence, this isn't a just jumping in beginner kind of approach. This is something you have to already understand what your cost per purchase is going to be, what you can afford to spend, whether it's on affiliate payout or what you can afford to spend on traffic in general, because you're gonna have to do some negotiation. There's 2 ways that we go about this, and it's either on the affiliate cost per purchase pay model or a flat rate to have access to this. Sometimes you might have to get put into a CPM where you're actually paying a CPM to kind of run through their page, which is something that if they need that, the brand or the publication or the influencer wants that, we don't go down that route. But if we're trying to stick to the 2 is kind of cost per purchase of all sales generated through those handles specifically, which you can clearly see in Facebook. Or generally speaking, we're trying to just do a flat rate just to kind of get access to it because, hey, we don't know what's gonna happen. It might work, it might not work. Depending on how you set up that funnel and your structure, you're gonna start seeing different engagements coming from a UGC ad from that non-branded page, or some sort of like influencer handle that's actually showcasing the influencer who's created content for you has been fantastic. So what we do is we already have an existing influencer relationship. That relationship is gonna be like, hey, we'd love to get access to your page, maybe your Instagram or your Facebook. Generally speaking, they might be a little bit hesitant to do this because they're like, wait, access to what? Hey, we're a brand, we're a company, we wanna spend, because we're already spending on digital ads, paid ads. So you can kind of show them, guys, we're spending 10, 20, 30, $100,000 a month on promoting our product. I use that hypothetically because you got to do what the performance is going to show, but we will allocate at least 5%, 10% of our overall budget in putting it through your pages. Now, what you get out of this is you get fresh new eyes, you get exposure to an audience that probably has likeness to the brand or your following, or your likeliness to follow and like and engage, and you potentially can earn some revenue as we generate some sales through your page. What we would use is a tool called Incense.pro. So it's a tool that we've used, we believe in. There is a fee associated to it, so it definitely isn't free. But what it allows us to get access to is the influencers that have already said, hey, I'm in, I want this, run through my page, and through a couple of clicks and buttons, you'll be able to get access to the influencer that you want to run to, the content creator that you want to run from, and get content made for you. So it's a super powerful tool, especially if you kind of tie it into maybe an advertorial from a content site and just say, hey, the content site wrote this, you're paying for that on the affiliate style, and then you're driving through the Facebook and Instagram page from paid ads. Super deadly strategy, especially if you can get that right content to the right audience. It should be extremely important, especially if you're running that middle of funnel, right? Like, you can structure it in two different ways. You can have the middle of funnel kind of validating what the brand's been talking about top of funnel, and then it kind of be like a nice, like, oh, this is a third party that has an opinion, or maybe it's a different type of a take on it that they vet out and actually write about you guys. Or it could be top of funnel, where it's introducing, hey, have you heard of this type of product? Here's a list of top 10 things that we recommend in this specific space. So it's a cool way to restructure your ad funnel, especially leveraging Facebook and Instagram pages and accounts. If you have any comments or questions are consistently coming at us, we got you, we're looking at it, we're ready for it, and I'm looking to talk to you guys more on the next video. We'll see you.
Hey guys, hope you're loving our videos and that you're getting heaps of value from them. If you are, make sure to hit the like button and make sure to subscribe to join the Foundr fam. If you did enjoy this video and want to continue to master your skills, make sure you click here to access your free training now, where we'll go into way more depth with this Foundr.